So 20 years ago, you got your first set of turntables. So you
Yep.
DJ'd before you started producing.
Yes.
When did you start producing then?
Probably maybe like 5 years after.
Okay.
So I went to DePaul,
Yep.
and I was walking home from class one day. I had my turntables at school,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, either I need to sell these and just focus on school,
Mm-hmm.
or I need to like jump in and really see what we can make happen with
Yeah.
this and start learning how to produce and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that was maybe 2004, 5,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what do you use to produce? What did you start on?
I started on, well, the very, very first thing was Reason.
Oh, wow. You started with Reason?
Yeah, but I didn't really understand it that well. This is
Yeah,
back in the
good.
day when you had to like flip it around on your screen and like
Uh-huh.
plug in everything. So basically it was like remaking an analog studio,
Yeah,
like
that's
plugging things in.
intense.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was the first one, and then did a little bit of Ableton, but then I
Mhm.
got Logic, and that's when I was like, yeah, this is my jam.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Logic. I mean, it comes up every time with anybody who produces. Everyone's got their toolbox. You just
Yeah.
gotta find out what you want to put it in and how you want to use it.
Yeah, and I'm just so used to Logic now that
Yeah, you're an Apple
That's
guy
my
then
jam.
too. You got an iPhone,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
It's just easy to integrate.
it is. Yeah.
It just makes sense. Interesting. So you were producing. Now I remember when it really hit off for you was Brohammer was the first track that really blew up for you, right?
Well, there was a lot before that. There was like a whole era of Topher Jones before that
Yeah.
era of Topher Jones. So in 2000, maybe in the summer of 2006,
Mm-hmm.
actually let's take this back to the end of second semester of 2006, end of my junior year of college.
Okay.
I went over to watch Grey's Anatomy with some girls at their sorority.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, let's all hang out, watch Grey's Anatomy, then we'll get food. I was like, cool, I'll come by and watch the show.
Sure.
I'm going to go get food. Little did I know it was going to change my life.
Wow. Grey's
Because
Anatomy.
yeah, I mean, not really has to do with the show.
Yeah.
But at the end of the season, there was the season finale. At the very end, there was like this, I don't know, super emotional moment. I don't know what it was. But they played Snow Patrol Chasing Cars.
Yeah.
This was before it was a
Right.
worldwide hit. It was like before it was a big song.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I just like, oh my gosh, what is this song?
Yeah.
This like changed my life.
Yeah.
So I went online, found out what it was, bought it, and with a guy named Blake Jarrell, we made a bootleg remix of the song.
I forgot you made a bootleg.
And
of that, yeah.
and then like it just became this huge record. And
Mhm.
yeah, and the dance was like Tiesto and Armin and Ferry Corsten and Gabriel and Dresden and Deep Dish. All like my heroes at the time, who were all huge at the time. They played the record for like a year and a half straight.
That's incredible.
And so that was when I was like, oh, maybe there could be something here.
Yeah, I think so.
And we got it out by you. This is a while ago. This was before you'd give out USB sticks. You'd burn CDs and you'd hand them to DJs.
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
or you'd email it to them and they'd burn it to a CD. This is when people
Yeah.
were DJing with CDs.
Yeah.
And so it was post vinyl,
Mhm.
which is I started on vinyl.
Wow.
And
Okay.
yeah, that's how old I am.
Yeah,
in
no,
DJing.
that's probably why you're such a great DJ though, because that's all ear.
And then yeah, we passed CDs to everybody.
Incredible.
Yeah, and then they would pass records between them, and the DJs would, and that's how it kind of grew. And yeah, that was the beginning of like, oh, this could become a thing.
Yeah.
So that was the first big record. Then
Mhm.
I was writing kind of more trance music at that era
Mhm.
of my career,
Yeah.
and had a couple State of Trance, Tune of the Weeks, stuff like that
Amazing.
on Armin's radio show.
Yeah,
And
it's
Tiesto
crazy.
signed a bunch of my records to his label Black Hole.
Uh-huh.
I was on
Oh,
his
right.
radio show all the time. And then from there, it went into a different direction of doing a bit more songwriting stuff. And that's when I signed the deal with Ultra
Right.
and did some records. And then I did Brohammer
Mhm.
as a joke for my younger brother. We were all at dinner one night
Uh-huh.
for my birthday, and we were just making jokes about how people dance in nightclubs.
Yeah.
And this is when like the whole bro thing in club was
Yeah,
kind of a
yeah,
big
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, the bros just go like this. And I was like, yeah, it's like the bro hammering or something. And or, I don't know if I said it or my younger brother said it, but it became this joke.
Yeah.
And so then later that week, I came back up to Chicago, wrote the song in like 5 hours, sent it to my brother as a joke, and he just responded, I hate this. And I was like, I know this is going to be good.
Oh my gosh.
And so I sent it to Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin and I sent it to Ultra. We
Yeah.
didn't hear anything back for like 2 months. And so then we had some friends that worked for Skrillex, so we played it for them, and they were like, this is amazing. They gave it to Sonny, and they signed it to this EP. And we released it, and it did really well. And
Yeah.
then funny, Ultra comes back and says, oh, this record is really great.
Oh my gosh, of course.
So that we put a vocal on it, and
Yeah.
they paid for a music video, and then they got this incredible remix from Nari and Milani.
Yeah.
So what was cool was their track Adam
Mm-hmm.
was, the biggest record of, 2011.
Massive. Yeah.
And so their remix of Brohammer was their first release after Adam. And so it
That's
came out.
good timing.
Yeah, Dustin and I were in our apartment, and it was 4th of July, so I wasn't expecting anything, but I got a text from the label being like, check your email. We downloaded the remix. We listened to it in my studio, and we were both like, this is going to be huge.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that was how. So Brohammer just had a lot of life. It was big, and
Yeah.
then the remix was huge.
Yeah.
Went top 10 on Beatport. This when Beatport was a huge deal.
Yeah.
And all the huge DJs were playing it, and it was really fun.
That is amazing.